Hello friends, so the topic for today is evaporation causes cooling. Let me give you an example first of all to understand this topic, because if you will be having that example in your mind, then you can understand this topic in an easy way. So what happens whenever you people perspire, or we can say whenever our body is sweating. So after some time you will feel some cooling effect. I hope you all have observed this. So why does this happen? It is all because of the evaporation. If you remember your previous lecture, so there I told you that evaporation is a surface phenomenon. I told you evaporation is a surface phenomenon. Surface phenomena means all the we know evaporation is what? It is the conversion of liquid into vapor state. Okay, so it is a conversion of liquid into vapor state, but it is the participation, or in particularly evaporation, it is only the surface molecules that participate in this conversion. So that's why it is called as a surface phenomenon. Now we have to understand how this evaporation causes cooling. So what happens, for example, we have kept a liquid in a container, suppose it is water only. So all these water molecules are having bonding between them, or although that is not a strong bonding like your solids, because solids are having strong intermolecular forces of attraction, but liquids are not having the strong intermolecular force of attraction like solids, but obviously their intermolecular forces of attraction are stronger than the gases. Okay, so all these water molecules are having that energy, and we can say that they are possessing some kind of heat energy inside. What do they possess? Heat energy. So when some of the water molecules they reach the surface of this liquid, this water, so whenever they reach this surface, and we know that this is surface phenomena, and obviously if the temperature outside is high, then these surface water molecules are having tendency to get the heat energy, or absorb the heat energy from the rest of the water molecules and get converted into the vapor state. क्या होगा कि ये जो सरफेस वाले मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं, इनके पास क्या टेंडेंसी है, यहाँ पे बहुत सारी हीट एनर्जी है, यहाँ पे बहुत सारी हीट एनर्जी है, तो ये क्या करेंगे, जो सरफेस वाले मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं ये इस हीट एनर्जी को एब्जॉर्ब करेंगे और किस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएंगे, वेपर स्टेट में। इन्होंने क्या किया, यहाँ से हीट एब्जॉर्ब की है, इन्होंने हीट यहाँ से ली हुई है। सो हम सपोज करें कि अगर पहले जो टेम्परेचर था इसका हीट एनर्जी की वजह से, वो इस लिक्विड का या इस वाटर का टेम्परेचर जो था, फॉर एग्जांपल वो 40 डिग्री सेल्सियस था, लेकिन जैसे ही इन सरफेस मॉलिक्यूल्स ने यहाँ की हीट एब्जॉर्ब की, तो और कन्वर्ट करने के लिए कहाँ पे, वेपर स्टेट में। सो I am not saying that there will be a huge difference in the temperature, but still from 40 it will reach 39 degrees Celsius approximately. Although this is not a major difference, but still there is a difference. So comparatively there will be a cooling down of this liquid as compared to its primitive state or the prior state. So this is what we need to understand. So liquid is actually getting cooled down here. What is happening? Liquid cools down. Are you able to understand this? I'm not saying that there will be a huge difference. For example, there is a sunny day, and on that sunny day you are facing, or you are a summer day, sorry, on a summer day. If I'll say that on that summer day, it's a very hot summer day, on that day the rate of sweating will be more, and if the rate of sweating will be more, that means the rate of evaporation of those water molecules, or the sweat from your body increases. If the rate of evaporation of those sweat molecules increases, that will ultimately leads to what, cooling effect. So that's why this is how we can understand cooling. For example, I'll give you one more example. You are swimming, or whenever you're coming out of that swimming pool, you will feel the cooling effect, whether that day is a hot summer day, then also you will experience or you will feel that cooling effect. It happens. So it's all because of the evaporation. So whenever we are able to enhance the rate of evaporation, that leads to cooling ultimately. So this is the concept. Evaporation always leads to cooling, or evaporation is always followed by cooling. Thank you so much.